Hello, my Leo friends. This is Kristen Redman, and today we are going to talk about what is happening out there in the planetary skies for you in 2019. And it's definitely an interesting year that focuses on you and getting you to where it is that you want to be going. So, let's talk about this year of reconnecting with the Leo, huh? Shall we? First thing is first, no matter what, we have this underlying energy that's happening with Jupiter moving back into its home sign of Sagittarius. Now, this puppy hasn't been there for some time. This guy has not been here for 12 years, and it's going to directly be impacting your fifth house of happiness and overall just joy. Leo rules the fifth house in astrology. So to have that planet of luck coming back home to this area where it hasn't been for 12 years, this is definitely a cycle where some good things are coming back that refill you with the opportunities, happiness, and joy that you've been looking for a while. Ooh, and romance too, right? Because that's like super important for Leo. Just saying. I should know. I am a Leo. But anyway, so let's get into it. We're going to go each part by part here. First, we're going to talk about money for Leo in 2019 and what that has to do for all of us. I'm going to turn my phone on vibrate because somebody keeps texting me up in here. Okay, so with money this year, um, Mars is going to be going through and invigorating your house of finances. Now, Mars has not been here since 2017, so there's definitely going to be some energy and a new push to help you bring in that money and to make some money out of it. Okay, not only that, but Mars is the planet of confidence. It's the warrior. So this is going to give you the confidence to slay the dragons that get in your way of making that money. Not only that, but the second house also has to do with self-worth. So it's going to help you slay the dragons that keep you from recognizing your full potential and money-making capacity, or the ones that get in the way from letting that money come in and come through. That's definitely a strong thing, and that's going to be happening August 18th through October 3rd. So I see this as a very strong financial period for you. Now another thing too is that little side note that I have written here, that this is a year where if you have started like a little side hustle, little thing that you started in 2017 to like money making ideas, and you launch them this year, you launch these new products, these ideas. If you're thinking about doing YouTube videos or PDF documents, or I don't know, we all know, whatever, if you start to do that, it's really going to pay off, especially if it's something that started in 2017. This is a year it really comes through and directly impacts your house of finances. So keep an eye out for that towards the later half of the summer, going into the first part of the fall. Now, let's move to house and home. So that Mars is going to do wonders for your finances, right? We just talked about that. But Mars is also going to be moving into Scorpio in your house of home and family, November 19th through January 1st of 2020. Okay, so this is towards the end of the year here. But as Mars moves through there, it brings some energy into that spot. So if things have started from 2 years ago in 2017 in terms of your home and your family, some changes you've wanted to make, if you've wanted to move, if you want to stand up for yourself a little bit better and say, hey, I need to have this to make this work in this family. Mars is going to be coming through and giving you the confidence and the push that's needed to make these things happen. Mars going through the home sector is always generally a good indicator to me as an astrologer that there could be a move, or that there could be some sort of renovations to the house that you currently live in. But the good thing is that no matter what, if you do feel a push to move, if you feel a push to change, if you feel a push to move someone out of the house, even, what you have right behind it is Saturn, which is stabilizing that. Okay, and that's especially strong December 19th through the 23rd. So if you feel a push, know that there's a strong energy behind you keeping it good. So let's move on to relationships. Relationships are going to be hitting a period for Leo for new beginnings. Okay, new romance, especially, is in the stars for our Leo friends. Whether it's with an old person, that sounded really bad. Whether you find someone at a nursing home and you want to adopt them. I meant like a pre-existing relationship. That's what I meant to say there. Uh, whether it's a pre-existing relationship or if it's something where you're starting something new in a new cycle. When Venus moves into Aquarius, that is the sign that rules your seventh house of marriage and relationships. Venus is the planet of the heart center, love, and money. So when this guy comes through every year, it's like a little bit of a reset button that hits, and it's a period for new love and new beginnings to start happening. Not only, okay, we're going to tie this in with the money thing because this is a good year for money making and such for Leo. Having Venus moving through that seventh house is really good if you do something where you are, let's say, a hairstylist, you are a therapist, you are a massage therapist, you're somebody that works hand in hand, one-on-one with a client. Having Venus, which is not only the planet of money or planet of love, it's also the planet of money. So to have that money-making planet going through that house of, client therapist, client technician, house, that is really good energy too, to have that reinvigorating it in that time frame. Why didn't I write it down? That was not smart of me. That's funny. Well, hey. I'll Google that really quickly here. I can't believe I did that. How embarrassing. It'll take me like 2 seconds. All right. Venus in Aquarius. And as we talk about that, in general, when Venus goes around, this happens every year when it goes in to this sign. So this is a reset button that happens every year. But there's other things that are connecting for your career and for your money this year that really work in tandem with that house as well. So this is a very good thing. Okay. Oh, so maybe it is later. Okay, Venus in Aquarius is going to be... Oh, wow, that's towards the end of the year. Okay, so that's going to be December 20th that it goes in. So towards the end of the year is going to be a little bit more of that relationship-focused period. Okay, enough of that. Holy smokes, let's move on to career, right? Okay, so... Oh, yes, totally awesome. Okay, so Uranus is this amazing, weird planet that brings the unexpected. I tell you what, Uranus can... You never know what to expect. It can be really good or it can be really bad. But when it's really good, it's really good. I tell you what. No matter what Uranus does to you, it's ultimately trying to break you out of a comfort zone so that you can get into something that works better for who you are now, what your soul is now, and what is best for you now. So you can be the true, authentic version of yourself at the right time in your life. Okay, so Uranus is moving into Taurus this year. This is huge for all of us. Uranus is so far from the sun that its revolutions around the sun make its year 82 of our years. Okay, so it's a long time before this puppy goes around. So when it moves into a new sign, it definitely makes an impact on Earth, for us. And then it stays in that sign for 7 to 8 years. It moving into Taurus is going to be huge for all of us in terms of money, financial freedom. Uranus is about freedom. Taurus is about money, health, and all things physical and tangible. So I see Uranus is a very electronic and technology based type thing. So to have that energy coming into this house is going to bring huge medical advancements and advancements in just finances for everybody, but it's ultimately going to bring financial freedom, which is something that is going to be great by the time it's done in 2026. But Where Uranus is going to be doing a lot of that liberating and shifting things up and radically reshaping as it does is in your house of career and that 10th house of career. And it got triggered last year in May when it started to move, when Uranus started to move into the sign of Taurus. It was only there for a tiny bit because then it retrograded and it went back into Aries where it's been since 2010. Now it's moving back March 6th of this year. And as it does, it stays there. But it's reminding you of last year, like, okay, what do I want to do different with my career moving forward? And I can think of a handful of Leos off the top of my head right now, clients and friends that this directly is impacting. Like, where is it that you're moving towards? Uranus is going to be shifting it so that your focus on where you want your life to be is going to be more fitting for what's best for you. In general, I mean, seriously, this is going to affect every area of your life, my Leo friend, if you get in contact with that part of yourself that knows what it wants, but especially in career. There are so many dates this year for like changing your career, moving to a new job. There's a lot of windows of periods of time, of windows of opportunity. There we go. That sounds better. So there's lots of them scattered throughout the year, but the strongest period for good energy to come through for careers is February 14th through March 31st. So definitely in that time frame is where, because Mars is pushing behind it, the planet that says go, 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 just act, don't think. This is a time to just take action. If an opportunity appears, jump on it, okay? Because it's going to pay off big time. Yes, and then the July eclipse, July 12th through the 25th, may bring some sort of unexpected event through that is in terms of your career that makes you have to make a quick decision to just take action and follow what your intuition is telling you and just jump. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Eclipses are crazy, and we'll talk about that. Usually the eclipse cycles are huge in astrology. That's the biggest thing that we look at in everybody's charts. Where are the eclipses happening in your chart? Because that indicates where new beginnings are trying to emerge. And usually these eclipses happen in our sign of Leo and then the opposing sign of Aquarius. But starting last year, the eclipses are going to a new trend of Capricorn and Cancer. So that's a big shift. That's a big shift, especially because we had such a major eclipse that happened in Leo in 2017, that big one that everybody saw in August, remember? And you had to get out your goggles and not go blind looking at it and stuff. That was a huge turning point for us, right? Because all this stuff that's happening with the career that's working for you better, the seeds of it were planted under that eclipse, all right? But now the eclipses are shifting and changing, and they're moving out of the sign and they're moving into Cancer. And so the 2 years of these strong eclipses have brought amazing insight into yourself. It's really got some breakthroughs and discoveries about who I am on my path. Where am I going? Where am I going to? You know, and your these discoveries about yourself and your personal life, not just your professional life, okay? We're talking about your personal life too. And it's hopefully helped you to learn more about the person that you want to be moving forward, because these eclipses are trying to bring you to a new phase in your life that you're not used to. Now, I don't even know what that one is. I make these little notes for myself, and for the love of, hey, here we go. Revelation occurs at the last Leo eclipse. And that's pretty cool because we have one teeny tiny Leo eclipse that does happen this year, and it's January 21st. And this is the other half of that big eclipse that started where the seeds were planted August 22nd of 2017, that big eclipse that really was bringing through some new energy, once in a lifetime type energy, asking Leo, what do you want to be happy? So this one that happens on January 21st is like the counterpart to that eclipse. What was started then, you'll see fruition coming in now. So just definitely know that that day, and I'm like, not to put a ton of like pressure on that day, but this is the missing piece to better understanding what your journey is that you decided in 2017 and what's needed to move forward. So the universe is going to make it very known what steps have to be taken. No pressure. No pressure. So, but let's talk about that Jupiter, right? That lucky Jupiter that I was talking about coming around, bringing some romance and happiness and things that you need in that 5th house of yours. This is a 12-year cycle of Jupiter moving around that wheel. And when it lands in the 5th house, remember I said that's what we rule as Leos. The 5th house is all about children, all things that make you happy, romance, fun, but also being able to be creative and express yourself creatively. So you have Jupiter coming through here, and it hasn't been there for 12 years. So that's like 2006, 2007. It started in November of 2018, November 8th, 2018, and it's going to be there until December 3rd of 2019. And it's trying to open up some new opportunities for you to have more fun, to express yourself in new creative venues, pull out existing talents that are in there that are maybe not forgotten, but just a little bit dormant. They haven't been utilized in a while. They're going to be getting pulled out of the crayon box, okay, this year, and that's cool. But Jupiter also going through that 5th house has to do with children. So those relationships with your children are going to be fostered, especially if you're doing creative things with them. This is a fantastic energy for that to be happening. But good energy for your children in general over the course of this year, expanding their horizons and getting them out into networks that help link them up with what it is that they need for their specific soul mission as well. Beautiful year with that, having that happen. But what I like about it is that it's going to be affecting romance. Okay, so if it's been 12 years since the planet of luck has landed in your house of romance, like, yeah, you're due. Especially if you're Leo, because Leo rules the heart, and it is about romantic gestures and, you know, opulence and comfort and all of these things. So having Jupiter come back is really going to refill that well if it's been empty. Just saying. Yes. So there is that. Now, another thing that we have is the Mercury retrogrades, and those are going to be happening in the axis of communication for y'all. These areas, when you have Mercury, Mercury is the planet of communication in the mind and how we learn and how we think. All of these are going to be happening in the houses of communication. So this is going to be a year of a mental reboot, reconfiguring how you think and feel and how you communicate those thoughts. Why I say feel is because when Mercury retrogrades, the three times instead of 4 times this year, which is weird, each time is in each of the water signs, and they are very focused on our feelings, our intuition, and our spiritual connections. So this is going to be a year where the mental reboot hits, and it gets you out of the logical mind and thinking more with the heart, with the emotions, and the intuition and what they are telling us, right? Instead of what the logical mind says. So with that too, especially the summertime one that's July. Okay, why don't I just tell you all the Mercury retrograde dates? Duh. Okay, so March 5th through March 28th. Then we have another one. This is the one I'm just about to talk about. July, oh my gosh, 7th until July 31st. And then the last one is going to be October 31st until November 20th. Now that July 7th to the 31st one, this is where some of that stagnated energy in terms of just feeling like brain fog, okay? Because there's been so much happening for you, Leo, over the past couple of years that it's created a bit of a fog, okay? That clears out. It starts to roll out because we're focusing on what the intuition's been telling us, and our heart and our feelings are talking to us and saying. So, you're a little more clear-headed, and you finally have all the facts that you need to make the choice that's right for you if you're ready to move forward with some large decision of some kind. So Now let's move on to specific birth dates. Okay, if your birthday is not in here, it doesn't mean that none of these things are going to happen to you. I mean, you may find when I'm saying this that you're like, oh, that fits me a lot better. Well, that could very well be the case. Each of us, though, have a specific birth chart, and I highly recommend getting a reading to see how this directly impacts your specific chart, because your chart is born off of the day you were born, the time you were born, and the place that you were born as well. So it's more dialed in specifically for you. I highly recommend that. I have a link below where you can get a reading with myself, of course. I do readings in person, Skype, phone, and I do a $77 special every year to start out the year. It's like the only special I run during the year. But I highly recommend it to dial in deeper. But in general, let's look at certain birthdays here. So if your birthday falls between July 29th and the 30th, so this like 1 day period, Uranus is going to be squaring your sun. Now, Uranus is that planet that brings things through unexpectedly and you don't know what to expect. Just expect the unexpected with it. That's the theme of the year for you. Uranus is working with you to free you and liberate you from certain things, mindsets, comfort zones, ruts that you find yourself in. This is the year where Uranus is like definitely pushing even harder to get you out of that. One of the things I was reading was saying just forget tradition and the comfort zones and just blaze a new path. So, hey, whoa, this is huge. Remember, it's a slow moving planet. So when it makes an impact like this, it's a big year. A year of independence and freedom, and it's focused on what you need. So now if your birthday is August 3rd to the 23rd, Jupiter, that lucky Jupiter out there, is going to be working with your sun. So you have an extra guardian angel on you beyond that one that I was talking about that's trying to bring you into new areas with money and career and understanding the self and processing and digesting all of that that's happened in the past couple of years. This is a year of growth and expansion and new opportunities left and right, and the ability to create with whatever it is that you want with pretty relative ease. Like, one thing to keep in mind, everybody, is that 2018 was a real tough year. It was a year of letting things go. 2017 was tough. 2016 was tough. 2015 was tough. This is where we start the recouping process. We totally move forward in 2020, but 2019 is really a year of, it's not so much closure anymore because that was last year. This is a year of starting the rebuilding process, and there's a lot of earth energy behind us to make sure that happens. So that's behind you with this Jupiter, manifesting what you want. This is especially one manifest the big picture, August 3rd through the 23rd, people. Big picture of what it is that you want, because when you do and you're focusing on that happiness and that feeling of happiness, you create even more and it becomes reality. So now another one too is August 22nd to the 24th. You also have a Uranus situation going on up in your sun. Just like that one I was saying before, where that push to be free and authentic and the real you coming out. That's cool, man. Just follow it. Just follow it. That urge for freedom. Just do what your little Leo heart's telling you to do, and it won't lead you wrong. So that is that. I thank you all for watching. And please be sure to subscribe below. Watch my videos every week. I put on YouTube. I talk about what's happening out there in the skies and how it's impacting us for the week. Follow me on Facebook. I also post little random spiritual tidbits and insights and things like that too. But I just very much appreciate you taking your time and watching this, and know that there's so much wonderful energy and spiritual networks around helping you and guiding you through this amazing stabilizing year of 2019. Have a wonderful, blessed year. Thank you.